nous. Nous sommes très heureux de pouvoir être ici et suivre avec toi aux 312 mètres. Merci beaucoup. So now we will go for the Q&A. I ask Nuno Gomes, Karen and Xavier to stay at the...
I need the translation. Eh?
Okay, I'll try to. I'll go there and help you. So questions for these three speakers, please.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, Simon. Nuno, question for you. Partly a comment, partly a question. You separated the dives into successful and unsuccessful based on survival. But I think the thing that you didn't say, and I think that needs to be said, is kind of the point that Xavier's presentation made, and that is that virtually everyone who has survived, and you've called successful, has suffered something like he did. And I think it's very important that when we present these dives to an audience like this, where we're trying to inspire future generations to underwater activities, that they understand that these record attempts are often unsuccessful on the basis that the divers attempting them become very sick. Even if they survive, they become very sick. And I'd just like your comments on that, because I think successful versus unsuccessful is not a particularly useful classification.
Yeah, I agree that my separation is a bit rough. Yeah, we could break it down a little bit further, but I wouldn't necessarily know exactly what the other divers went through. In case of Xavier, he told us. But most of the divers don't tell you. So I wouldn't be able to make that distinction, but I agree with you.
Yes, no, so I mean, it happened to you, right? But you didn't say that.
Okay, so, one second. So the only time that I have really been bent was not on any of the dives that I showed you. So I was bent on a 253-meter dive, not on those other dives.
That's my point.
Yeah. Yeah, look, it can be split further, but also we need a lot more time. We could go into each of those dives and spend like 20 minutes each one to really, get the nuts and bolts out of it.
Question for Xavier. You're talking at the 75-meter. We're thinking about your father and thinking if it was worth it, the exploration versus your life. Have you reached an answer to that question? And maybe to the other two speakers, same question.
Oui, yes. Never, never, plus jamais. I think this accident is a big risk in the deep diving is a big risk. I think too, all the divers don't come up. I think is all have this accident. I think for me is a big accident, the big risk.
I'm curious, you all have your own motivations for doing what you do, and there are many things that we'll never know about the full story of your efforts to to achieve these accomplishments. Would you, in yes or no, recommend someone to follow in your footsteps?
Who you asking?
All of you.
I wouldn't recommend it.
For me, this dive is only 1% for my life dive. My exploration live is for exploration cave, longness, deep cave. So the record for me is an accomplissement.
It's an achievement. So most of the diving is not about just having the world record. It's about some other things, but that is an achievement for him.
And Karen?
So I think I need to go with Nuno on this. I think the risks are really high, extremely high. So probably would not recommend others to try it.
So that's a bit close. I'm chairing this panel, so over this way, sorry, Gareth. I'm chairing the panel tomorrow, so I've got quite a few questions. But one of the questions I got for you, Xavier, given the number of unsuccessful dives that Nuno was talking about, I was quite surprised that your support divers left you at the point where there's an issue. So check in, hey, cool, and then leave you, and then the problem occurs. What's the reason for the support divers on not having the support diver structure to shepherd you to the surface?
Parce que je fonctionne comme ça.
It's his way of doing things.
I have never this accident. It's the first time. Je n'aurais jamais pensé. I never need. I never think I have this accident. For me, I have make a make a deep dive after, before. So for me, je pense.
So it was such a surprise for him that he didn't think it would happen for him. So that's why he didn't need it, the spot diver.
We are a little team, five, six diver. Importantly is the rendezvous in 100 meters, 80 meters, 60 meters. But after, normally we have never, we are never problem. But this dive. For Karen.
Si je peux poser une question à Monsieur Xavier. I translated the letter for English. Can you share what kind of algorithm or tables did you follow? You spoke about someone from Comex. Are there the French Comex tables? Or Bullman or what?
No. It's a Bullman algorithm with freedom computer. Conservatism, low 40 and high 70. 40, 70.
Merci beaucoup.
So I'm just curious because, I do believe there's less women who wants to follow your path. I remember when Brigitte, accident happened, for me in my mind it was like, you know what, I'm going to do something else. But in your situation, is it over? When is it over? When do you say, okay, I did it, that's enough? And what is the two things talking in your head that pushes you doing that?
Yeah, thanks. I think that's a good question, a hard one to answer. I think deep diving is a bit of an addiction or affliction, so I think it's a hard thing to say it's over, it's done. There's always that finger saying, come, a little bit more, a little bit more. So I don't know if it's, well, certainly deep diving, no, but maybe pushing even deeper than what I've done now, I'm not sure that I'll attempt to go any further. But I think once deep diving is a part of you, it's there to stay, unfortunately.
Okay, thank you so much, Xavier. Thank you so much, Karen and Nuno.